Hey guys, this is Stephen Gutowski with the Washington Free Beacon, another episode of Range Time, and today I want to introduce you to somebody who might seem like a normal teenager at first glance. This is Mia Farinelli. Mia's your typical upbeat, happy 16-year-old girl. She goes to high school just outside of her hometown in Alexandria, Virginia. She likes to go to rock concerts with her friends and get in the middle of the mosh pits.
I'm wearing my Slayer shirt because I really like Slayer and metal. I'm a huge metalhead.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's not just
and I like this Rolling Stones shirt.
She works at a coffee shop in Old Town where she serves up espresso shots to eager customers. But when she's not at the coffee shop, she's down at the range in Morton, Virginia, taking shots there.
I love it!
How did you get involved? Who taught you how to shoot?
Well, that's actually a very funny story because I shot a few times with my dad. We kind of went plinking, so he taught me the rules of safety, kind of taught me how guns work and how to use them and how to shoot. I did a few classes. I started doing them at small ranges, and then we got to sharpshooters. And my dad shot a 3-gun match, and he was getting a jersey from this range, Sharpshooters in the Range and Pro Shop in Lorton, Virginia. And in that box was a jersey with my name on it. So they're like, now that you have a jersey with your name on it, you have to shoot a match. So I shot a match, I did pretty well, and I kept shooting, and then I never stopped.
And boy can Mia shoot. Not only is she invited to compete in different events across the country, but she's often winning them, outpacing and beating male shooters, professional shooters twice her age. It's truly impressive stuff.
My first match I outshot 12 Marines, which was kind of cool.
We actually accompanied Mia to one of her competitions in Dulles, Virginia over the summer, and boy was she impressive. She beat every single other competitor there. Is this the kind of match you normally do? Or?
Yeah, I typically shoot USPSA, but I've been shooting some 3-gun. I'm going to have 3-gun matches over the summer.
And what's 3-gun?
3-gun is when you have a pistol, a rifle, and a shotgun, and you shoot those all like USPSA style, all 3.
Okay, cool. And so what's your favorite shooting discipline?
Okay, so I like USPSA because I can go fast, and I like 3-gun because, you know, more guns. So it's like choosing a favorite child. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. But there's plenty of fantastic high school athletes out there. There's world-class football players, soccer players, volleyball players. What sets Mia's story apart is that politicians at both the federal and state level want to effectively ban the sport that she loves by taking away the guns she uses to compete in it.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47.
She personally is involved in the activism to stop those new gun bans.
Barely anybody I speak to, even when I go lobbying or anything, very rarely do people know what competitive shooting is, which is kind of sad because I don't know why. I enjoy teaching people positively about the sport because a lot of people, when they hear the word gun, they think of like this big scary man, and I'm this tiny little girl who's just like a teenager who works in a coffee shop. I want to be like, hey, I shoot too. This is a sport for me. I do this for fun, and I do this to have fun.
She's the Virginia representative for the DC Project, a female-led Second Amendment civil rights group. And we accompanied her when she went to the Hill this summer to meet with representatives of her Senator, Democrat Mark Warner, to push back against efforts to ban AR-15s and other rifles that Mia uses in competitions.
We've had all good experiences these past few days talking to representatives and lawmakers. It feels, in a sense, empowering because I'm kind of a voice. And it goes with the DC Project. We are women, all of us have a different story, and most stories have not been heard. And so it feels very empowering. Sometimes it can be frustrating because of because being this, small little girl, people don't take me seriously. But that's why we are here. We're here to group together a bunch of confident women here to fight for what we believe in.
We spoke with Dianna Mahler, the head and founder of the DC Project, about Mia's involvement.
I just want to say this about Mia, is that she is such an intelligent, last year we had her out at the range, and I hadn't been around her in a teaching atmosphere. She was 14 years old at the time, so I really kind of felt like she was going to take a back seat, and she jumped in there, and I just watched her, and I was like, you are doing a fantastic job of teaching an adult how to use a firearm safely and fun, and I've been watching her grow ever since, and she's just an amazing human being. She's full of life, she's full of energy, she loves to compete, and it's really neat to see her grow up. But she is an example of the kids that we have in our shooting community.
In addition to her work with the DC Project, we also followed Mia this winter as she spoke out against new gun bans in her home state of Virginia as part of the grassroots Second Amendment sanctuary movement.
Mia Farinelli,
right.
welcome.
Good evening. I'm a junior competitive shooter. I compete in sports like USPSA, 3-gun, steel challenge, shotgun sports, and even my ROTC rifle team. I am no different than the kids at my school that play soccer, or field hockey, or football, and I'm no different than all the cheerleaders. I am an honor roll sophomore in high school, and I want to keep competing in the sport which I love, the sport which I'm a quadruple state champion in. I am a sponsored athlete hoping to make a career with my talent. Later this year, I aspire to become a national champion, and in the next few years, I want to qualify for Team USA and shoot for the World Shooting Championships. But that won't be able to happen if my rights are infringed. Not only that, but my other fellow law-abiding citizens and my 30,000 fellow USPSA shooters and other responsible gun owners would become criminals overnight. And with all due respect, I really don't think that's fair. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Mia.
In addition to her work on the Hill, Mia also enjoys being an ambassador for her sport in the media. She does interviews with all sorts of different publications, and in fact was on the cover of Time magazine just last year. Like an ambassador for the sport now.
Yeah, I would say something like that.
Someone who's been on the cover of Time, right? Been off a big. I know they put. I was also on that cover too, but I wasn't profiled. You were one of the people that they picked out as somebody particularly representative of a group of people, competitive shooters in this case. And so you've been a real ambassador for the sport, and it's rewarding for you to be someone who can bring people in to that sport. Is that something that you've enjoyed doing?
I do. I always enjoy speaking to somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll come out to this match. It's nice." It's like, "Wow, I just brought somebody new into this sport," and I love expanding my sport, making it more well known.
And after spending all this time with Mia, one of the best shooters I've ever met, I had to see how well I'd stack up against her.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing well.
Are you excited to shoot? Are you excited to shoot?
I'm excited. I'm always excited to shoot. I'm a little bit worried I'm going to get embarrassed by a 15-year-old high school student.
Are you excited to be beat by a 15-year-old high school student?
Yeah, I mean...
This is my Padre. Say hello to Padre. It's about to begin.
I know.
We are arguing over which gun to use. Steve would like to use his gun.
Use this gun.
This fancy gun.
Beautiful.
Yes, but I think it's unfair that I shoot this gun.
Well, we're both shooting.
And
this
he
gun.
shoots that gun. So we're probably both going to shoot
That's
that
a good
gun.
one. Who's filming?
Me. Steven is getting ready to shoot.
Ready?
Good luck. It's all good. Woo, go Steven! That was actually very good. Let's
Next
see
five.
how I do.
Seven.
Wait. I would like to argue this as an 8.
Okay, so she had the best target and I had the best overall score, so I think we can call that a bit of a draw. And I'm not going to press my luck by competing with her ever again because she's clearly a much better shot than I am, and she's only getting better all the time. So, but seriously, I think what I really took away from my time with Mia is how passionate she was about the shooting sports and how much she really enjoyed it, how much she loved it. And I think if there's more kids like her out there, then the shooting sports and the gun rights movement have a really bright future ahead. I'm Stephen Gutowski with the Washington Free Beacon, and this has been Range Time. Mia, what would you say the temperature is in here right now? 95 or so. Nice and cool. Sweatshirt weather. Well, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should stick to shooting and not to this kind of shooting. There you go. This is what it takes to clean up a range at the end of the day. There has not been a toxic spill. It's just standard procedure.